GP 101 Production presents Chess, the Mathing Edition, with its very own custom piece set. Order your Mathing chessboard today.
Alright, let's go over this practice warm-up, October 11, 2024. Question number 1 here says, find the C value that makes x squared plus 16x plus c a perfect square, then write the triangle as a perfect square. Remember what the C value is in completing the square. We already did this visual where you take the sides of the square, divide it by 2, and then square it. So that C value is taking the B value squared. So the formula for completing the square is the B value divided by 2 squared. So our B value is 16. So 16 divided by 2 is 8, and then we're going to square that using the order of operations. Simplify, C is equal to 64. Go ahead and put 64 right there. X squared plus 16x plus 64. And then you can just use your X method of factoring here. A times C is B. A times C is 64, B is 16. My two numbers are going to be 8 and 8. Two numbers that multiply to be 64 and add to be 16. Remember, you can always take that value because it's written down twice. Super helpful when you got fractions. So our answer is x plus 8, x plus 8. And this is how you know you're doing it correctly because it becomes a perfect square trinomial. Our answer is x plus 8 to the power of 2. Question number 2, let's solve by the square root. It's telling you to take the square root. Now this works best when you have only 8 and C and your B value is 0x. First thing I'm going to do there is just go ahead and add 15 to both sides. I did that because I get 2y squared equals 0 and this side will equal 40. The variable and the power of 2 are not isolated, so we're going to have to divide by 2 here. So by both sides I get y squared equals 20. To get rid of the power of 2, the opposite is the square root. So let's go ahead and take the square root there. Y equals, remember, as soon as you add a square root of an equation on both sides, you have to have plus or minus because there's 2 solutions. Remember, when we graph it, it's going to basically cross twice. That's why it's one's plus, one's minus. Okay, my factors are 4 times 5. And the factors of 4 are 2, 2, and 5. They're a pair, so it can come out. So your answer is 2 plus or minus 2 radical 5. So you have 2 solutions there. Let's go ahead and box our answer. Alright, that was question number 2. Let's go on to the back side. Question number 3. Solve by the square root. So the binomial is already isolated, there's nothing in front or behind it. So now I can just take the square root. I'm going to add plus or minus right away when I do the square root on both sides of an equation there. I'm going to break up the factors of negative 28. The radicand or numbers inside are going to be, we'll put that negative sign, it's big idea we've been learning, negative 1. And 28 is going to be 4 times 7. Square root of negative 1 is going to be I, and the square root of 4 is 2, so we have 2i radical 7. 2i radical 7. So here on the left side now, we have just x minus 3. The argument is there left. 2, radical sign, and the index, they all go away. So we're just left with x minus 3. And we're going to solve x here. Add 3 to the left side of the plus or minus here. So that leaves us with x equals 3 plus or minus 2i radical 7. Let's box our answer there. Remember, you would not add the 3 with the 2. They are not like terms. We have a real and complex in the form of a plus bi. Question number 4. Let's go ahead and solve this one by the square root. See if I can factor that first and then get those into the Xbox factoring, or area model factoring here. Now, my A, B, and C's, my numbers are quite large. A times C, gonna go on top of my X. Feel free to use a calculator. A times C is 196. And let's take a shot at just taking the square root of this. Got a perfect square. So my numbers are going to be 14 and 14 because they multiply me 196. But if I add negative 14 plus negative 14, that gives me negative 28. Let's put them in. Negative 14x, negative 14x. Really, we are solving by factor my grouping. First term goes in the front, last term in the back. And now we're going to take out common factors, or you can just multiply to get what's inside the box. So let's multiply. Two x times 2x. Two x times 2x is 4x squared, and 2x times negative 7 is negative 14x. 2x times negative 7 is negative 14x. And negative times negative is a positive 49. That's how you know you're doing it correctly, because it's a perfect square trinomial. These expressions are the same. 2x minus 7 is what's on the outside of the box. 2x minus 7 times quantity squared equals negative 5. Okay, take square root of each side. This left side is isolated. 2x minus 7 equals plus minus. Remember what we talked about. This is negative 1 times 5. Square root of negative 1 is I. So I have plus minus I radical 5. And then I can go ahead and add 7 here. So 2x equals 7 plus or minus I radical 5. Divided by 2. That would be 7 halves plus or minus I radical 5 over 2. If you want to show the real and complex. And there's our answer.
If you start with the numbers, don't lie. Late work piled up, gotta ask myself why. Mr. Ain't gotta keep up the pace or you'll die. Mr. Deadline, now I'm feeling the heat. Late work policy got me shuffling on my feet. Gotta crunch the numbers, but time's slipping away. Mr. Ain't looking at me, but what can I say? If he starts with a don't lie, late work piles up, gotta ask myself why. Late nights crunching numbers till I die. Got my calculator, pencil, a pen. Trying to make sense of this data, amen. AP stats, no joke, gotta stay on my grind. But missing deadlines got me feeling behind.